Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had an amazing holiday. Everybody enjoyed themselves, enjoyed their family and everything else. Today is a story time. Not even a story time, but more of like an experience or my experience of being a CNA. I got my CNA license in 2018, a couple months before. Yeah, 2018, a couple months before I graduated. I graduated in June. Was it May? May or June, and I got my license in February. So I've been like CNA for almost 3 years now, and I'm just here like this, what my experiences with nursing, what I can experience, and all of that. Being a CNA is like the most rewarding thing ever. Let me just say that, because you are able to help people, like you meet new people. I'm pretty sure like because of nursing, my patient level, like I have more patience than I used to have. I used to have no sort of patience. I used to get mad at everything. Like, if a person walked too slow in front of me, I get mad. I'd be like, yo, baby, speed up. Speed it on up. But now I'm very more relaxed and calm. People, I'm so focused on this one girl. Alright, let me stop. But yeah, I'm more like calm and I have more patience. Definitely help me with that for sure. Help me with my people skills a little bit. I still can't stand people. People make me mad. I don't think that's gonna change. But yeah, so I went to Votech my sophomore year, and I did my main courses at my high school, and then I went to a still center, like a still tech school, to do nursing. It wasn't bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie though, I don't remember most of my medical terminology. I don't remember the bones. I don't remember most of the medical terminology because I feel like after I learned all the bones in the body, I stopped using them. I mean, I still use my bones, but like, I stopped using medical terminology and all that. Like, I worked at a hospital and as a CNA, and I still haven't used any of the bones medical terms. Of course, you want to use bowel movement, you want to use continent, incontinent, all that, but I haven't really been using the medical terminology as much as I should have or could have been, especially for learning it for 3 years, because it went from my sophomore year, my junior year, to my senior year. Learning all that for 3 whole years, and me still not using it, baby. But yeah, so that was like, it was challenging, especially for me because I don't do well with tests. I don't like studying and all of that. Like, tests period is not for me. It's not. I try to study, try to do all that, but I can't do it. So that was a little challenging, but everything was cool. Like, it was a little challenging. It does get stressful. And then knowing that I had a senior year, we had an issue at our house burnt down, basement burnt down and all that, so we had to move into a hotel. We was in a hotel for a year. So the day that my house burned down, I had to take my CNA tests the next day. Literally the next day. My mind was not with nursing. It was not. But I passed. Because I was like, you know what? This is my future we're talking about. Yeah. So fortunately I passed. I became a CNA at the age of 18. Whew. Thank goodness I have a career under my belt. I have some nursing experience under my belt. everybody wants me to go back to college, wants me to go to college, not back to college, wants me to go to college and get my RN, but I can't. School's not for me, and I know that, so I'd rather just, yeah. So I graduated high school. Anyways, fast forward. Oh my bad. Like I said, I'm all over the place. It's 3 in the morning. So what was that? Oh, yeah. So I graduated high school, and then maybe less than a month later, I got a job at a nursing home. The nursing home was, the people there were cool, but it was very unprofessional, in my opinion. I was like, no. So I quit that job. I put my 2 weeks in and I quit that job. And then I gave myself a month. I gave myself literally a month until I found another job, and that's when I worked at McGee Women's Hospital. I worked at McGee Women's Hospital for 2 years, so from 18 until 2020. Working at the hospital is the best experience you can ever get. You can ever get as a CNA or a nurse or anything. I worked on a rehab floor, but I was also like transferred to different units. So like I was on an oncology unit. I was on, so I was on like different floors, doing different things. It was very stressful at times. At times, man, I'm telling you, I got so stressed. I hid in a patient's room. Well, the room is empty, of course, but I went in that patient's room and I went in the bathroom and I broke down and I just cried. I cried. That's how stressful it's gonna get. Like, nursing is nothing to play with. You will deal with certain people that are ungrateful. Some people you'll deal with that's racist. Like, that's just how people are. Some people that will get smart with you for no reason, and you have to. That's why my patience is where it is at today, because I've learned how to deal with certain situations and better myself with it as well. Like, there's certain things that I still need to control. Like, my anger is definitely one of them, because man, some of these patients push my buttons for sure, and I had to walk out before I did anything or said anything stupid. So you will learn a lot. Like, you will learn how to deal with men that, perverted guys. You will deal with mean people, racist people. Like, I can't say certain words right, and I had a patient one time speak upon my race, and I just looked at her and I was like, ma'am, I can't take care of you right now. I'm gonna have a nurse come in, whatever. Cause, yeah. I was like, my skin color ain't got nothing to do. For people that's wondering what my skin color is, because I don't look mixed, I look white, but I'm actually black and white. And she was like, well, that must be how you black folk talk. And I just looked at her and I was like, no. My color, my race, nothing has nothing to do with how I talk. It's just how I talk. So yeah, so we dealt with that. I dealt with a lot. It was like a crazy experience, but a fun experience at the same time. It was like, I don't know, very stressful though. But like I said, at the same time, it's very rewarding, because the people that you meet, like what they've been through, they tell you their life stories, and you meet some amazing people, and it's like, like seeing people, especially when the pandemic hit, which is kind of why I stopped working at the hospital, because hours started getting cut, and yeah, lots of hours started getting cut because they weren't able to hold as many patients as we used to. And I think the lowest amount of patients that I had was eight patients because of the pandemic, and it was 8 for a long time. So like my hours were getting cut, nurses' hours were getting cut, and if you ain't have no PTO, you wasn't getting paid for it. So yeah, I went from working like 4 to 5 12 a week down to two or three. And I was like, I went from making a certain amount of pay back down to a few $100s. And I was like, no, I had to just find me something a little bit better. But I think that was my mistake because I left too early, and I should have made sure that I had a guaranteed job. So when the pandemic hit, patients were allowed to have visitors. No visitors, none whatsoever, for especially patients that are in rehab, on the rehab floor. And most patients on a rehab floor are in their 60s and under. So like they're a little bit on the older side, and they don't have many family members. So knowing that they were going through what they were going through, it definitely will break your heart. I freaking almost cried for them. Cause like some people thought like they was going to die alone. Like some people were seeing like, you know, dead relatives, and all they wanted to do was just talk to their family, and they weren't like have visitors, and that was kind of like heartbreaking. So like you learn how to deal with your emotions a little bit better. And like most of these patients had a lot of breakdowns, lots of mental breakdowns because of that reason. And it was definitely heartbreaking, for sure. Very upsetting to know that people were going through what they had to go through, and they had to go through that shit alone. They technically weren't alone because they still had us as healthcare workers, but they wanted their family. You know what I mean? So yeah, that it was just a lot. And then you have, so a rehab floor is like right after you get hip surgery, or you get surgery on your legs, or you know, something like that, and you have to basically learn how to get your ADLs back together. Your ADLs is your activities of daily living. So like bathing, eating, walking, like all of that. So you definitely have some people that just took advantage of you and tried to use you for whatever reason, and you cannot let that go. Like you can't let that slide. And I realized that like my first year there at mcgee was terrible. Like I got trapped in a room, like a patient's room, this patient had a lot of issues, mental issues, excuse me, and she thought she was protecting me, so she trapped me in her room. I was stuck in her room for a good like 10 minutes. Scariest thing ever. I was like, oh my god, I don't know what the heck to do, you know. But yeah, it was definitely very stressful my first year. My second year around, I got a better hang of it. I was like, okay, I could definitely do this, you know. Came into work, and I always worked night shifts. I worked 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. And I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are my days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sometimes I did have a morning shift. I preferred night shift because, yeah, night shifts were, I'm not going to say easier, because some people think, oh, she worked night shift, everybody's sleeping, so that makes her job easier. It was not easier. No different than morning shifts. The only difference was there was not as many people. So I was able to get in, get out, do what I have to do, help my people, and go about my business. Like morning shifts, you have to deal with physical therapy, you have to deal with the doctors, you have to deal with the dietary, you gotta deal with, some people wanted to see the priests and stuff, family members. Like, you had to deal with all of that, and morning shifts was not it. Like, because then you're trying to take care of your patient, and then you have the family in your ear telling you what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And I don't mind that, because I understand you have your preference on how you want us to take care of your mother, your father, or your grandma, or your granddad. But it was just like very frustrating, because like, you're telling me how to do my job, and you're telling me what to do before I already knew it and I already knew what to do, if that makes sense. So it was kind of stressful on that part. Then you have some family members that got real disrespectful with you because you have like a demented patient, like a patient with dementia, and they would be like, oh, they've been abusing me, mistreating me, neglecting me, and before asking us any questions on what happened, you know, we would instantly get cussed out. And then when they realized that that's not how it went down, then it all changed. So like, some parts were not it. It was not it. But yeah, so it was just like a little, like, you had to experience a little bit of everything. Like, demented patients, I don't know. I had a lady who was very demented, and I had a lot of patience with her, because I understood, like, on my slow nights, I would sit by her side at night. You know, I would sleep on her bed. I was not sleep, but sit on her bedside at night, make sure she was comfortable. You know, when she had to get up to go to the bathroom, I was right there to go to the bathroom. But randomly, a switch would go off, and then she'd scream at the top of her lungs, saying somebody was trying to kill her. And yeah, so you had those patients, you had them third patients, like, you get them all. You get them all. And yeah, like, the oncology unit that I was on before, it was very depressing. That was like the most depressing floor I've ever been on, because if people have cancer and they know they're gonna die soon. Like, one patient will always stick with me, because I had to watch her one morning, and the only thing she was more concerned about was making it to her daughter's wedding, and the doctor told her she wasn't gonna make it to her daughter's wedding. And I was like, so depressing. Like, I wanted to cry for her, like, I wanted to cry with her. So it was like, it's an emotional roller coaster, for sure. Like, you'll have good days, you'll have bad days, stressful days, emotional days. But I definitely respect anybody that's going to the healthcare field, because it's not easy. It's not easy. You'll see some crazy stuff every day. It's not easy. It's very upsetting. Like, yeah, emotional roller coaster, but sure. But overall, my experience as a CNA was amazing. I would not trade it for the world. And like, I still am a CNA, but I'm kind of looking for a job as a CNA because of COVID. It's a little bit difficult, because first of all, I don't drive yet, and most places require a driver's license, and half these places is too far out for even a bus. But yeah, I've been looking. But yeah, you deal with like a lot. Excuse me. You have to be one strong-minded person. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you have to be one strong-minded person to be in the healthcare field, because that will break you down for sure if you're not mentally strong. It will break you down. You'll be like, you know, I don't even know if I want to be a CNA anymore. Because I had those moments too. I literally had those moments where I was like, I don't even think nursing is for me. But like, my patients and like the nurses that I worked with, they actually motivated me and kept pushing for me, you know. So I think that's like most of my experience as a CNA. Yeah, not really much else. It was very stressful though, I could say that much. Very. So that was my story time on me becoming a CNA and my experiences on being a CNA and all of that lovely stuff. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe because I'll be getting like mad views and I only be getting more. I only got like 20 subscribers and I'll be like, But no, for real, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. More videos to come for sure because it's almost New Year's. And baby, my goal is to definitely take this more serious than what I'm already doing. So, yeah. Bye, guys. Mwah.